Hey there, welcome to the deep dive. You pointed us towards some great material from the Southern Africa Litigation Centre, SALC, all about organizational audits, specifically for your community-based organization, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our goal today is, well, pretty simple.
Yeah.
Let's unpack what an audit actually is, why it matters so much for CBOs and nonprofits like yours, and give you some practical steps.
Yeah.
All based on that SALC guidance, just to get you thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Has your organization, ever been audited?
Oh.
Or is it something you even budget for right now? Just things to ponder as we get started.
Exactly. And, the word audit can sound a bit heavy, formal, but SALC actually breaks it down quite nicely. They basically say it's the examination and verification of an organizational financial records to ensure that financial information is represented fairly and accurately. So It's really about making sure that financial story you're telling is, true. Accurate.
Yeah, so it was more involved than just like checking the bank statement each month.
Oh, definitely. Audits are specifically there to check that your main financial reports. SALC mentions the income statement, the balance sheet, and the cash flow statement.
The big three.
Yeah, exactly. They're all prepared correctly. Following the proper accounting rules. These three together basically tell your whole financial story, where money came from, where it went, what you own, what you owe, how cash moved around.
Got it.
An audit gives you that kind of external stamp of approval on how you're handling things financially.
Okay, that makes sense. But, for a busy CBO, maybe stretched thin, why make this a priority? What are the actual upsides SALC points out?
Well, they list some really compelling benefits. First, and this is a big one, improved donor confidence. When funders see what SALC calls a clean audit report, it's a huge signal.
Signals you manage money well.
Exactly. It tells them you're responsible, makes your funding proposals, much stronger. It's like getting a gold star.
Because they need to trust where their money's going. Makes perfect sense.
Precisely. And that trust, it naturally leads to increased accountability. Audits help ensure the money is actually being used for your mission, which, again, just builds more confidence with donors, with your board, with everyone.
So it's about showing everyone transparently, hey, we're doing things right financially.
You got it. Enhanced transparency is definitely another key benefit. That independent look provides an objective view, and that strengthens relationships all around. Plus, SALC flags that audits really help with compliance. Staying on top of the rules avoids legal headaches later.
Yeah, definitely want to steer clear of those.
Absolutely. And, beyond just avoiding problems, an audit actively boosts your credibility. It's that independent validation again. It can really open doors, new funding, partnerships. And internally, which is super valuable, audits tend to strengthen your internal controls.
How so?
Well, the auditors look closely at your financial practices. They might spot weaknesses or suggest improvements, which helps prevent errors or even potentially fraud.
Okay, this is all sounding really important, essential even. But the idea of preparing, it still sounds a bit daunting. Where does a CBO start? Any practical tips from SALC?
Yeah, and this is where SALC gets really practical. Tip number 1, prepare in advance. Don't wait. Ask the auditor for their checklist, what they need, at least a month before they even start the field work. Gives you breathing room.
Smart. Avoid that last-minute scramble.
Totally. Next, make sure your supporting documents are up to date and, crucially, easy to find. Good filing is key. SALC also really emphasizes doing your monthly reconciliations bank, petty cash, creditors, debtors, all of it. Make sure it all balances before the auditors show up.
Right, so keeping up with the regular financial housekeeping is half the battle.
It really is. They also mention statutory compliance. Make sure you're up to date with things like taxes before the audit starts. And they suggest actually creating a specific audit file based on that checklist the auditor gives you.
Organizes everything for them.
Yeah.
And for you.
Exactly. Makes everyone's life easier. And kind of obviously follow your own internal rules. Your own policies matter. Finally, they list some other documents you'll likely need. Things like your fixed assets register, staff contracts, timesheets, leave forms. That sort of administrative stuff needs to be ready too.
Okay, so if we zoom out a bit from this deep dive into the SALC guidance, it seems clear that an organizational audit, it might feel like a big task, but it's actually a super valuable tool for CBOs like yours. It's really about building that trust, showing accountability, and just making your organization stronger for the long haul.
Absolutely. And maybe a good takeaway thought is to consider, for your specific organization, which of these benefits we talked about, maybe the donor confidence or the transparency or perhaps those stronger internal controls, which one would have the biggest positive impact right now? And following on from that, what's maybe one small concrete step you could actually take this week to move just a little bit closer towards being ready for an audit, something to really think about?